Cool. And we're back with another episode of Socratic Gamers, episode 10, episode X, the best one, with
iPhone
Sid,
10.
iPhone 10, yeah, with Sid, Vish, and BJ. All right, Sid, tell us about Arrival because you just saw it.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Recommend the movie. I'm not gonna lie, BJ did to me yesterday, and I watched it last night, and it was surprising because I didn't know what to expect, and then it just became like more focused on language, what language you use, the perception of what is being said or given. And then you see how all the other countries were doing it in different ways, and they were some of them reacted not trying to understand it, or try to like fully understand it, or just taking it as it is. Which was there's just I don't know. Should we talk about the details of it? No, we should.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Spoiler alert. Just if you haven't heard
No,
it.
no spoilers. No
spoiler.
Yeah, I recommend it. Yeah, it was just about perception, and it was just like
I think we can spoil
showing.
it. How long has it been?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's about. All right, all right, I'll spoil it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's on
yeah,
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Watch
check
it.
Yeah. So basically, it's a movie about aliens that have arrived on Earth. And they're here to... Nobody knows why they're here, so the whole game is like you're supposed to figure out how to communicate with the aliens, but really what it is, it's like a metaphor of how we communicate interspecies with ourselves. Not even interspecies, actually. Race? What would you call that, Vish?
The communication?
Yeah, it's intercultural.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like how do you perceive language, and then how do you figure out how language of other people comes about. So like the pivotal point in the movie is they're not sure if the word that they're thinking about is weapon or if it's tool. So and that was a big thing. So it's like how do we move past this? And one of the key points of the movie is like how you think is how you perceive reality. You know? Which is a big thing because you never really think about it. It's like the way I talk to myself in my own head is a lot of how I perceive the reality around me, you know? Have you read Outliers, Sid?
No.
Outliers? Okay, so
What's that?
I was telling this to Vish before. So there's a chapter, so the Outliers book is basically about, it's about how people get successful, okay? And like, one of the chapters is like it's kind of racist, but it's like why Chinese people are good at math, right? And it's like I was like, okay, maybe it. So they did talk about like the cultural differences, the discipline, all that stuff, but the way we say numbers, so like we go like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like too many syllables. For them, it's like half a syllable, so they can memorize a string that's like 20 digits long in like half a second, and like
Because their mind.
because their language is written in that way. So like for them it's like it's like okay, memorize this giant number and then like divide it by this other giant number, but like we have to say the whole number, like 2364, but for them it would be like a sound, like a quick sound to say that whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then the other
Wasn't it always said? Oh yeah, go ahead.
The other part of that is their language. So we think of it as like 264, okay? But for them, it's like 2 100s, 6 10s, and 4 1s. If you actually translate it like literally, word for word, it'll come out like that. It won't be like a singular number for them. It'll be like a fraction. So like it's already broken down, right? So it's already broken down into its base units. So when they're doing mathematics like division or something, it's like it's super easy because it's already set up that way. Yeah.
I don't even understand how though. That's
like language-wise.
You just got to understand their language.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
like
You're probably really
no, like the fraction. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to perceive it now, and it's like it's impossible. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, and then I was gonna ask about like,
yeah, go ahead.
Isn't English like known as one of like the most difficult languages?
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of words and.
No, it breaks its own rules. Like I before E except after C, but then there's a bunch of words that actually break that rule. So English is like, although it's like the most spoken language. It breaks a lot of its own rules, so it's difficult to comprehend. Like a lot of other languages are very like linear based, so it's like they follow a structure that it adheres to all the time. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like one of the interesting points of that movie was that because of the way she learned how to speak to herself via the alien language. So the tool was, spoiler alert, the tool was the alien language, right? And in the end, when she learned the alien language, she was able to jump back and forth through time simply because like she didn't think of time as a linear thing, right? But we do. It's like it's future past, right? For them, it's not future past.
Are you getting the invites? Sydney?
No.
What?
No. Hold on. Let me check my phone. I'll check my phone.
Cool. Yeah. All right. To segue into.
Oh yeah, I just got one.
Awesome. All right. To segue into language. So last night it was our like graduation, right? And I came upon the biggest realization last night, and it was like, and like through like all of our readings and all that, well through my own study. I've come up with like the apex of understanding for all spiritual knowledge. Okay, and although I said this before, right? I was like, I've been saying it for a while. It's like you are going to die, right? But in really like comprehending it and reading the Upanishads and all this stuff, it's like everything that's talked about in spiritual life always leads back to death. Why is it that Shiva, the destroyer, is the number one god in Hinduism, right? So in order to prove my point, you know how we had a.
I don't know if he's number one. He's
he had the
top
most.
two.
You said he had the most temples.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. All right. So, anyways,
Because
so
there was
he's one of
two-
the major gods.
He's one of the top two.
He's
yeah.
one of the top dogs. Top dog gods. All right, so to prove this point, do you remember we said like a mantra yesterday, Sid?
We said what?
We said a mantra yesterday.
The mantra.
I hummed a mantra.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yes.
do you know what the name of that? So when you start like reading all these things, you start actually seeing the code that's actually being said behind all of the literature. Okay, so we read the Maha mantra, right? Maha means great. So this is the greatest mantra, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so everyone was like, they're going like, Om, Tia, blah, 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 and like, how many people actually understood what it is that they were like saying, right? Probably zero, right?
Yeah, most likely.
So there's actually an English translation that we were provided on the side. So instead of like saying the mantra, I was like, let me just read what it is that we're actually saying to ourselves. And did you take the time to read it?
Which one? The English version?
The English version.
Yeah, I did.
You did. Okay. So I'm gonna read the English version translation right now. So we meditate on Shiva, the three-eye one, knower of past, present, and future, who permeates and nourishes all the fragrances, as in due time the stem of the cucumber weakens, and the ground is freed from the vine. So release us from attachment to the material and liberate us into the eternal. Okay, what was that mantra about? This is gonna mind blow you.
I already know you have your answer, so you can say it.
No, but like just guess what it's about.
But I
So-
already know because you told me at
Oh
that
yeah,
moment.
true. Okay.
So it's like you can't ask me that question.
That's true. It's biased. I did turn to you and I was like, "Hey, man, this is about death." Okay, so the mantra's about death. Okay, so we're all in there and we're going like we're humming this mantra, and then if you read the English version, you're like, "Oh, this thing's actually about dying," but nobody really understands. Like, so they're reading about this like God that they have no idea what even the God does, you know. And it's like oh, maybe he's gonna like save us from the eternal, something like that, right? We're gonna like, but it's actually a code, and I'm going to because I know I turned to you and I was like, it's about death. I'm going to like go line by line and explain to you exactly what the mantra is saying. Okay, check this out. This is gonna mind blow you. All right, so we meditate on Shiva, the three-eyed one. Who is Shiva? Shiva's the destroyer. What is the three-eyed one? It's like the enlightened one. Like you're seeing not with your two eyes, but with your third eye, right? Knower of past, present, and future. Okay, that's a given. Who permeates and nourishes all fragrances. Why does that happen? Because death is all around you at all times. It's in everything. It permeates all fragrances. As in due time, the stem of the cucumber weakens. Yes, because eventually everything will die. Okay? And the gourd is freed from the vine. Yes, you're going to be let go. So release us from attachment to the material. What is the material? The material realm. The things that we see in front of us. Release us from this. Basically, it's asking Shiva to awaken us into death and liberate us into the eternal. What are you liberating into? What is the eternal? The void. Death.
Is there any?
Isn't that crazy? We spent the whole time just like chanting, and then they were like,
I was humming.
It's like
I was
this,
humming.
you know.
But okay, give the like we did that for a reason though.
Right. We did do that
because
for a reason.
there was.
You're right.
There was you know.
100%. 100%.
We are in the lines of getting to that point. So it was like, you know, just.
For sure, I agree with you.
It's just intention. It was just for intention. You know, I'm going to send my love to this person. That's it.
For sure.
That's what I think it was.
For sure. But isn't it like interesting that it's the Maha Mantra? It is the great mantra. You know,
the great mantra is about death.
Yeah. Even
the fact that it is the great mantra.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's the great mantra.
But like even in the Upanishads, like they talk about stuff like that all the time, where it's like you are going to die. You know, the king sought the advice from the boy who was taught by death himself. You know, because like what is humans' greatest fear? It's death. It's dying. But like if you can come to terms with death and dying, then you're free and you're liberated. You can just like live. Because at the end of the day, you know that this experience is very temporal. You know, it will end.
Yes, it will.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, we're playing a game. I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
got you.
Crazy, yeah.
It was good.
But could there be
you know what, like
translations?
You think? So you think?
I'm not saying it's not talking about that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Specific terminologies could be wrong.
Like Oh, yeah, but exactly. So it's like nitpicking on the grammar when you're not looking at the meaning behind it, you know. But if you actually look,
who knows? Maybe the word could change the whole meaning.
Yeah, but I like. All right, so we all say something like what is the meaning of life, right? Or like what is the truth, you know? And the only thing that nobody can refute is you are going to die.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not denying that.
I know it's crazy to think about though. It's like the one thing that we all agree upon is that you're going to die. You know. Yeah. And then the people that are like, I'm not going to die, it's like, okay, I'll see you in 1,000 years.
Yeah, maybe they will be here. If you figure out.
We'll see. Yeah, but that's just like denial at that point. Yeah. But,
well, at this point, we can't say that. At this point, you know you're going to die. We don't know what the technology will exist.
For sure. But why is it that we create all these deities, all these gods, to like alleviate us from this fear of death? You know what I mean? It's because that's our greatest fear. So we do you remember that science thing you showed me once, Vish? So check us out, Sid. So they had like this science experiment where they like attached probes to the brain and they electrocuted certain parts of the brain. And the person, when that part was electrocuted, he sensed the presence of like God. He was like, there's somebody in this room that's watching me right now. You know? But it's like, but it wasn't, they were just pressing electrodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Did it like turn them schizophrenic?
No, it didn't turn them schizophrenic. It was like they're like, I'm at peace right now, kind of thing. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like there's somebody here watching out for me. It's not a negative thing. It was like a positive thing. And like what that whole experience was to scientifically prove that God is a delusion. You know, actually, I'm gonna read that book. You ever hear of Richard Dawkins? He's got a book called The God Delusion.
Yeah.
I haven't.
You haven't heard of that? I assume it's about how like we create this fictitious character called God, you know, to alleviate our fear of like the unknown eternal, you know?
I don't know. Is that what it's going to be about? Did you read any?
Yeah, I read a little bit of it.
I
read a little bit of it, but then I was like, I'm just like too young when I bought the book, so I had no idea what it was saying.
I knew of him, I just didn't read the book.
Yeah. Like, if you think about like what everyone's big fear is, right? It's not really dying; it's the unknown. You know,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
because it's
Don't
like
know.
sleeping. You know, you sleep every day, but you assume you're going to wake up, so you're not afraid of sleeping. But if you didn't know what was going to happen, you'd be afraid of sleeping. You know, if they're like, you could die tonight when you go to sleep, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm not going to sleep then, right? But then it was like, oh, don't worry, you're fine, just go to sleep. And they're like,
That's
all right,
true.
that's cool, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's really just the unknown. What if like death is like an amazing experience? You know?
Maybe, yeah. Just before you leave.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What was that thing? What was that thing you said? Actually, maybe it is because that's why they shoot the DMT before you die. It's like, actually, this is crazy. So like DMT gets released when you're dying, right? And also when you're born. But it's like DMT is a psychedelic, sorry. And a psychedelic is something that unearths like a subconscious emotion within your body, right? Within your psyche. And like these people that have, quote, died and gone to the afterlife, unquote, and then come back and they see like, oh, I saw hell or I saw heaven. It's probably just their like own psychosis, like unearthing itself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they just took it as like heaven or hell.
They just understand it. The only way they can relate to something would be that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's crazy, man. And it makes you like re-question everything. It's like, why do we have these systems in place then to, you know what I mean? Like, why do we have these systems in place if they're obviously faulty?
Mm-hmm.
Why would we have these systems in place?
Why would we have?
Who knows? Control? I don't know.
Yeah, right?
It could be a
knows,
whole bunch
man.
of different things that's built up over time.
Oh, so it might not even be control. It might just be like longevity. It's like, it's how my parents did it, and that's how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is that.
Actually, that would be really
Oh,
interesting to think.
that's
I
a-
never thought of it like that.
That's actually a good one. That's a good one.
I've heard people say that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They oh yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Actually, culturally, yeah. Actually, they say there's do you remember that thing in like social psych, Sid, where it was like when people come from a different country, they often gravitate very heavily to their cultural and religious backgrounds because it reminds them of like home.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
some
Well, that's where
comfort.
they belong. That's where their sense of belonging is, right?
I think it's also a sense of comfort.
That's why they would gravitate to them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we create our own little neighborhoods of our own same type of type of culture, right?
China, yeah.
Like those
That's-
like little
yeah.
China, or you know what I mean, like little India or whatever.
Only in
Yeah.
Canada because it's like it's a mosaic,
No,
right?
it's in the States.
Oh, really? Eh?
This has it.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
so much for like melting pots, like, yeah. It's interesting though that like we have these different cultures that have been around for thousands of years, and like it's only if you really look at it, like North America is very young. That's why when you look at our architecture, it's very boring, you know, as compared to like different parts of the world. Like you were in Bali, right, Sid? And it's like, what was the architecture like? Was it boring or was it like amazing?
The temples were nice, but other than the temples, it was just farmland.
Oh, okay,
Or
really? Yeah.
beach.
Well, the temples are the old
Yeah.
ones, old structures that they have been there for a long time.
Did you? All right, this is a crazy one. I learned this one in Thailand. Temples were actually created as community centers. People would live there. Actually, they didn't say
I think
community
that
center.
maybe more Thailand. I think I heard that.
Oh, really?
Another doc, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't hear community center. I just like made the like connection.
Like, so, yeah, like
It's like they're like, oh, people would go to school here. They'd have parties here. They'd live
Yeah.
here, and I was like, oh, it's like a community center, bro. You know, but it's weird how like we do the same things over and over throughout our lives, throughout our like, you know, like we think everything's new, but nothing's new, you know, like the Colosseum in Rome is the same as the Sky Dome in Toronto or the Rogers Center now, I guess.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It's like it's all sporting events. That's all it is. Like we've been doing this for a long time,
Yep, we have been doing this.
and yet we think
Yes, we have.
we've evolved, you know. Actually, perfect segue into SpaceX. Have you heard of? Do you see the SpaceX thing, Sid?
Nope.
All right, so you want to bust out this explanation, Vish?
So basically, Elon was setting up a whole a conference in Australia, and a goddamn great visionary.
He's
just had to say that.
He's Vish's new crush right there. It's no more Steve Jobs because he's gone. So it's about
he's gone.
Elon
I
Musk
mean,
now,
that is true.
you know,
But he's doing, I think, a lot more than what Steve Jobs did.
for sure. Yeah.
Just to say it at least.
All right. So in case you don't know the backstory, said Elon Musk.
No, I don't.
Invented PayPal.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So then
And he sold
Okay.
that.
And then he sold that, and then he went to electric cars.
Well, I think he did other things.
Okay.
And he
You know the Tesla, right?
he didn't create
Yeah.
that.
He didn't create that.
He didn't create that, but he
made it better.
made it better.
Yeah. Okay. So like he's a part of that.
Oh, it's him. Okay, I didn't
yeah.
know his name, but I know who you're referring to now.
And do you remember when we were in Peru, Sid, and then we watched that video of the rocket that landed on its own?
Yes, that was him.
That
Right?
was Elon Musk. Yeah, a SpaceX program.
That's SpaceX.
Yeah. So okay, now continue, Vish.
So basically, he found a way. Like, this is a way you can make money to travel very quickly around long distances or anywhere around the world. So plan is to travel long distance wise, like for instance, like LA to Toronto would be 24 minutes. And then if
Really?
anywhere
crazy.
around the world would be less than an hour.
Yeah, that's his plan. All right, but here's the crazy part.
Here's how he would do it.
I saw the video that like Vish was showing me today. I was like, I would never do that. But
But again, that's what the people who saw the first planes would say. I would never do that, and everyone flies a plane now.
true. Okay. Check us out, Sid. All right, would you fly this? I don't know. I wouldn't want to get on it right away. So then
It's not about getting on it right away. Of course, they're doing all these tests. It is.
I wonder what it'd be like.
I think to reach this level, I don't know how long it'll take. I think it's probably like a 100-year thing.
All right, let's explain it first.
Okay.
So-
So to get to this level of traveling, in order to be this fast, you got to have no like air resistance and all that stuff. And where do you do that? Where do you get no air resistance?
The atmosphere, or
Yeah,
just above?
in space.
Above the atmosphere.
Above
All
the
right,
atmosphere, in space. So we are traveling.
Just above the atmosphere.
So this is what he wants to do. He wants. So you're gonna take a boat to like a docking station. You get onto a rocket.
A rocket.
A rocket.
A rocket.
You shoot into space. You fly across space, and then you land like those rockets that know how to automatically land on themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that.
Do you go
I
to like
would
individual?
so do that. I
Wait,
would
is
not
it like
want.
individual pods?
No.
No. It's like
a
it'll
airplane
hold
kind
like
of-
so many hundreds of people or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
But could you imagine what that would feel like?
Interesting. But how many people can go through the force of, like when you're
G-forces,
in the
yeah,
rocket? That takeoff has that G-force, and like so many astronauts train years
Thank you,
just to
thank
even
you.
do that once.
Thank you. That was
And even pilots doing the jets.
exactly. That's why I was like, I would never do this. You're right, Sid. Yeah. How do you tackle that?
How would you stop that? If he had a way to
No, I'm not
to
saying that
normalize
this is.
pressure
I'm not saying there's issues
or
with this.
something.
I'm saying this is a great vision to have, and I don't know. He has to
Okay.
figure out all that stuff. Of course, he has to figure out all that stuff.
Do you know what else is a great vision? Teleportation.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Going invisible.
Yeah, you're gonna go to do teleportation
Moving objects with my mind.
when. Okay.
It's all great visions.
Yeah, but this is about travel that we all do anyways.
Yeah, but like.
Do you want to spend 24 hours on a plane, or spend less than 60 minutes?
Do you want to stand up and clean your own dishes, or do you want your mind to clean it for you?
You already got a machine doing that. You don't need your mind doing it.
True. Yeah, you can get robots. Yeah.
I think there'll be robots by then.
Dishwasher, guys.
Yeah,
man.
dishwasher. That's true.
No, all I'm saying is, I don't know why. Okay, maybe someone has thought of it, but I just never heard of it before.
What?
That doing this kind of like this
rocket thing?
in order for this to be okay, and this is not going to be expensive though. He's not trying to make this as expensive.
We're gonna invite you, Sid. Are you in?
One second, I'll close this up here.
All right. So
Hot property.
Check
yeah.
check us out. So the way it works is this. It's actually not expensive to do this because when you create things, it's basically the reason why it's not expensive is because you can reuse the rocket that you have.
Yeah, the
shot.
boosters. Yeah.
The rocket
boosters.
basically. Yeah. Because it can land on its own. So like, you know how like space travel works right now? It's like they shoot the what do you call that? The not airplane, the spaceship.
Shoot, what are you talking about?
What was the spaceship? What goes into space? Spaceship.
A rocket?
No, all right. All right, so in order
Satellites?
for a spaceship
Okay.
or a satellite to go into space, you have to connect rockets to it, and then those rockets fall off, and then they get destroyed, right? But that's like $2 billion.
So yeah, so that's how NASA was doing it before.
Yeah.
That all the debris that's all in the ocean. A lot of that is the rocket fuel, not the fuel, but all the. There's so many of it. Yeah,
oh my
it falls into the
God.
ocean.
That's pollution.
Of course, but this is for science.
Of course it is.
That's crazy.
Maybe he's loading. Are
Yeah.
you still loading, bro?
No, I'm just in a map, a random place. Don't know where I am.
Okay, let me send you. I'll send you an
the
invite.
Send you an invite.
All right.
Yeah. So like, man, that's like, I didn't know that was the pollution there. I really thought it was like.
They'll clean it. I don't know. Maybe.
personally.
Oh no, that's not plastic.
Oh my, that's like no wonder why we're polluting stuff.
Oh, that's nothing. That's not what's actually polluting because there's not too many. They don't do so many of those
All right.
missions.
So what's polluting the earth?
That's different stuff. Let me get back to this.
All right, fine. I get back. Yeah.
That's a whole different topic.
All right.
So basically, we would spend so much of our taxpayer money. Well, I don't know if we would do that as NASA. It's American money. So to rebuild another fuel tank, because these things cost like billions of dollars or millions of dollars to make. So it wouldn't make no sense for like easy travel. That's why they did like I think only a few of these trips a year.
Okay, yeah,
because there's a lot to make. So basically, what SpaceX was trying to do was so that we could reuse those rockets. So that's why when it was landing back, that way that they can get it to reuse them again.
You don't have to remake them.
We don't have to remake them. Spend even more money. So it's like think of it like taking a plane from one location to other, but you can only use a plane one time. You think the ticket cost would still be what, $600 to $1,300? No, you'd be paying a ton more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
right.
okay,
So if you, it's like I think it's like a couple million or so to make a plane, and then only one time use, and you're gonna do it again. But it's $500,000 to refuel those things if you can reuse those planes. So that's a lot.
Okay.
Cheaper, and then people can spend cheaper on flights.
Okay, so his goal is to
goal is to make it cheaper so that everyone can get in rockets and to get anywhere. Well, not just on Earth. That's a vision, but like,
dude, but what about space?
This main thing is trying to get to Mars too, right?
Yeah, but,
that was his main.
Dude,
that was his main mission.
We'll get to that in a second. But like, what about space debris, bro? What if you're like in a rocket and you're flying and then you hit like some space debris? Like we don't know where all the asteroids are or like whatever's in our
asteroids.
Atmosphere. Yeah.
Well, you mean satellites?
Yeah, satellites, whatever. Yeah, that's.
We do know.
But still, like, there could be something
there's
passing by. And it's
no,
like,
man, that's not
hit.
how it works. You know how many planes fly? Have you seen those maps of how many planes are in the air right now?
Yeah, no. But I'm talking about like
that's the same way of communication. That's what I'm saying. They're not doing this to be stupid.
All right, fine.
You know what I mean? They're not, why would they spend so many billions of dollars and just destroy their objects? They're not, or their projects, or whatever they're doing, right? They wouldn't do that.
I don't know, for science.
For science.
That's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
No. But that's the stepping stone, and there's SpaceX coming in trying to find a way to save money.
All right, fine, whatever.
That's competition.
Yeah, exactly. If that, I thought that's what's happening. I thought they moved to using.
Well, that's what
those
SpaceX
reusable-
is doing. Yeah, that's what SpaceX got, like the deal with NASA. They're doing so many missions for them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this,
okay.
Sid. What if? All right, so teleportation. Ultimately, the way it would work is you'd have.
I think there's a lot of more problems with that, but okay.
All right, so you'd have a box, right? It would dematerialize all of your atoms, shoot them across like space, and then rematerialize.
And then you'd expect them to rematerialize exactly in the same spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Until it's foolproof.
just like a goddamn rocket. You know?
It's not. It's not the same thing like a rocket. I think the stepping stone is the rocket, then to the teleportation.
Okay. The rocket gives me the experience of the travel.
And you know what else it will do?
But what?
Right?
It'll debunk all the flat earthers.
True.
It just
All
won't.
So what were you saying? What were you saying, Sid? What were you saying?
The rocket gives me the experience of the travel, so it's like I am traveling. Where the teleportation is like
Instantaneous.
Like,
instantaneous.
we don't even know if it's instantaneous. Like, where am
that's
I
true.
from that time?
Oh, that's true.
The
Yeah,
time
for sure.
From when I go in and dematerialize to where I materialize. Like, where am I from there?
You'd be dead, just like everything else. But if you've accepted death, you're like, let's do it. I'm jumping on. No, so, like, you know, what?
I don't know about that one. The teleportation is a no for me right now.
All right, fine.
Until I get better evidence.
Okay.
Until I get better evidence that there's like.
Okay, yeah. This is a vision.
It's
this is what he plans to do. It's not. It may necessarily happen.
Okay, do you teach? Oh man. Okay.
So,
show me with an animal first, and then.
that is what they did with space, though, too. They sent an animal up there first.
It's crazy.
Or do it with a blanket, so it's not living. You know, like just do it with like
yeah, for sure.
Probably a box.
anything.
True, yeah.
A box. Do it with a box or a hat. You know, I don't know.
I think there'll be a lot of litigation.
Sorry, not an animal. I take that back. I apologize to anyone that took that to offense.
Oh, all right. So tell them about how they plan to colonize Mars.
So
this is crazy.
So it's
so
basically
real.
it's using the same rocket stuff that he was showing about the Earth thing.
Oh, it's true, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are trying to colonize Mars.
I heard that from Alex Jones. That's why. So
okay. Yeah. No. They are. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Alex Jones was talking to Joe Rogan about it in a podcast, and I was like, I listened to it, and I was like, okay, I don't know, because it's Alex Jones.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. Dude, you know what they never talk about? There's this documentary called "Get Me Roger Stone," right? And it's about how Roger Stone orchestrated Trump getting into office, but
it's on Netflix.
What?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Yeah. But
what is it called?
Get Me Roger Stone. It's so good. It's all about perception.
Okay.
The whole thing's about perception. And Alex Jones is in the whole freaking campaign. Like, he's like beside like Donald Trump. So it's like, how can you trust Alex Jones's word if he's with Donald Trump, who everyone's not liking right now? You know what I mean? It's like kind of sketch. Yeah. But anyways.
I don't know. I did not know that. So.
You should watch it though. I think you should watch it.
He was the guy that did the whole 2K is happening.
Oh, Y2K, yeah.
Who did
Yeah,
that?
he was the
Alex
one.
Jones.
Oh.
He was the one that was broadcasting it. He was the one that was saying that it was the end of the world and stuff,
but
and
then,
technology was gonna, computers and phones are gonna, kill us. Yeah, stuff like that.
But then on Joe Rogan, he admitted that he was
why.
He was doing it for the money.
He was there. He was doing it because he was pressured.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Imagine he was pressured by his by the people that employed him.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But look at what happened. It built this mistrust. Like,
sure.
even though I knew that, but I still had to be skeptical about what he was saying.
Totally. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So the whole objective for SpaceX is that they're gonna send people. And they're going to use that decelerating rocket technology to land on Mars, and then they're going to land like a station, and then over time they're going to land more and more stations, and then that is going to connect into a city on Mars. Elon Musk showed the whole plan.
Yeah. So his.
Wait, what's going to connect to Mars?
So like
colonize Mars.
They're going to colonize. Yeah, you're just going to send like buildings to Mars. And
stuff. Yeah, he wants. By 2020, he also said it was aspirational to send 2 cargo shipments, something like that, to Mars in 2022. In 2022, and then I think he said every 2 years we're in alignment with Mars. So then the 2024 he'll send more cargo as well as crew.
Oh man, did he write the script for Martian? That's kind of what happened in the friggin' movie.
Did it?
Have you seen Martian, Sid?
But how are they gonna make it habitable though?
So no, they.
How can you live on Mars?
So no. It's gonna be. Have you seen what's that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Total Recall.
The old one.
Have you seen Total Recall?
Where it's like like a whole dome city.
Yeah,
kind of thing?
that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh,
do that.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're just gonna connect a bunch of dome cities, so it's gonna be like a whole like city within a dome kind of thing, you know?
So,
Yeah,
but
and
how
then-
are they going to? How are they gonna?
Just check out his video or some images.
Yeah, okay.
It's on his Twitter, and you'll see.
I have it.
Yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
I have a lot of questions about it now because it's like how are they gonna get like I know they did the whole water thing and they got that right, but it's
No,
like,
they found water on there?
Yeah, they have that.
They have water?
They have frozen water over there.
No way.
yeah, it's frozen water. Yeah, frozen water.
Really?
They have ice
underneath,
caps.
the ground.
Yo, what
Yeah.
if you just so like the objective he was saying is that they want to terraform Mars. So basically what they want to do is they want to like make Mars like habitable just like Earth, but that's going to take time, right?
Yeah, of course.
So like could you imagine if they like send a nuclear rocket? That's what I'm thinking because like, you got to melt that ice, right? So it's like what if you like sent something to melt that ice and then Mars becomes a water planet?
I don't think it happens like that.
It doesn't.
You
yeah,
need
right?
an array atmosphere and all that. They don't have the atmosphere.
Oh wait, no, but isn't the atmosphere because of water or something like that? Isn't that
No,
like,
no,
how
I
did
mean-
Earth? How did Earth become Earth?
That's a whole bunch of stuff. Just the right planet at the right distance.
No, but like an asteroid hit it, and then like we
Hit-
used to
hit
be a
Mars?
fire planet. No, Earth. It used to be like a fire planet, and then
That's how
like-
you start off as until it cools.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So maybe like
That's the same thing. They saying it also. It may have been like Earth, but it was too far that it cooled down.
that's what exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So to restart that, they have a bad atmosphere though, right?
Mhm.
I think it's something to do with their center of their planet.
Yeah.
That it's cooled down, that it's not moving anymore or something.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
that kind of affects the atmosphere.
Oh, okay, cool.
That yeah.
All right,
So they have like that's why like they don't need as much boosters as much as they need on Earth to get out of Mars.
Oh, okay.
to get off of Mars,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense. All right, check this out.
Oh
What
man,
if-
I just lost I lost you guys that whole time.
like audio wise.
Like I couldn't hear you guys at all.
Oh,
It was
basically.
like I think it was my internet.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what you guys are talking about Mars right now. So.
Basically, we were saying that I propose that if you shot a nuclear missile onto Mars, we could potentially make it water planet again. And then Vish is telling
that-
me how
is
it's
that
by
very-
impossible.
destroying,
No,
by
but
destroying
No,
a piece of the planet.
to get it as hot as possible so that water will melt, the ice will melt, and then it'll be a water planet.
I don't think it works like that.
And then Vish is saying it doesn't work like that. So,
But they don't have an atmosphere. So it's like,
that's exactly what Vish said to me. He's like, I'm like, what do you mean they don't have an atmosphere? Yeah, everything's got an atmosphere. Jeez.
Not everything. The moon doesn't have.
that's the reason
atmosphere.
why it's staying. If there's no atmosphere and there was water, that's gone. The water's gone, man.
Oh, all right, that makes sense.
Not
That's
gonna
why
do
it's
that.
frozen.
All right, check this out. So like Vish also said that because it was because all right, so through expansion over time, right? It used to be theoretically it used to be in the Goldilocks zone long enough that Mars used to have life on it, given the fact that we see
yeah.
water. They think, okay, so like what?
Well,
is,
I don't know about life, but like look like Earth or something like that.
All
Like
right, so-
had
all
like
right.
water running like streams.
Well, if it looked like Earth, then there's probability of life. There's a probability of life.
Sure, fine.
Okay. So like, there's a probability of humanoids. Probability.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, you don't know, but I'm
not
saying
gonna go
probability.
that far.
Okay, all right. What is the most perfect shape in nature? Like, which is the most difficult shape to destroy?
A sphere.
Oh, okay, so yeah, a sphere. All right, but a structure.
What do you mean?
Like, what is the most difficult structure to destroy? It's a triangle.
An arch?
A triangle. All right, screw you. It's a triangle. So,
A sphere?
so the most stable structure to be built is a triangle. And what do we know that are triangles? Pyramids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I think, because I finished that Graham Hancock book, Fingerprints of the Gods, I think that the pyramids are just a time capsule. Because, like, all right, so check this out. A pyramid is like the perfect shape to not get destroyed over time. Okay? And they believe that the pyramids have been around for like like over, I don't know if it's like over 100,000 years, something like that. Like it's a ridiculous number of years when we shouldn't have been around, right? And inside the pyramid,
When we shouldn't have been around?
we should no, like our level of intelligence shouldn't have been around because they only date it back to 4,000 years, maximum 12,000 years, right? But it's been there for like 100,000 years, something like that, allegedly from the researcher or whatever. So
From his research.
from his research, but it's all or whatever. All right, we
Yeah,
don't.
okay.
I'm not going to look at the research, but so inside the
Or what
pyramid,
he says. Let's just say it like that. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever.
inside the pyramid, it's hieroglyphs, right? What are hieroglyphs? They're images to tell a story. So if you really look at it, just like the community center thing, maybe the pyramids are just a time capsule for a lost generation. They knew that they were going down. They're like, okay, Earth's going to be destroyed. We're going to lose our civilization. So why don't we create something that'll last the test of time? Right? And if that's true, because there's been like a lot of
Okay.
talk about pyramids on Mars, right? So it's like,
What?
you've never heard that?
No.
Oh, you never
Really?
heard that theory? Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait,
No.
you guys
What?
haven't heard that?
Did not.
What?
Oh, it's a big
No.
it's a big like conspiracy theory. Like,
Okay.
it's not real.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, I'm
I was
saying
like,
it's
what?
no. People are like trying to make this conspiracy theory about like pyramids on Mars. Like they can see pyramids on Mars. I'm like, I don't know. It was supposed to be like
okay.
like conspiracy stuff, right? Like, but what I'm saying is like if there was a race on Mars when Mars was in the Goldilocks zone, maybe there are pyramids. You never know. Wouldn't it be crazy if they went in
I
hiding
did
underground?
not hear that.
Okay, so so if Mars was in the Goldilocks zone, right? Before,
Okay.
and there were humans or humanoids or like an intelligent species on Mars, right? If there was, right? Because they were in the Goldilocks zone, just like we're in the Goldilocks zone right now, right?
Uh-huh.
And if they realized a way to create a time capsule, just like our pyramids, but they created their own pyramids on Mars, right? Because there's that like there's that what do I call it? It's a conspiracy theory. It's like the UFO stuff. It's like you don't know if it's real. It's like a not conspiracy theory. It's like a guess or whatever. You know what I mean?
Not a guess. Yeah, it's. I don't know.
Do you got the word, Sid?
I have no idea.
All right, so it's like a conspiracy theory that there are pyramids on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what they believe. It's like there's like a whole team dedicated to proving that there are pyramids on Mars, and it's like maybe there are, you know, and like I've heard of
Okay,
But
I don't
why
wanna say that.
pyramids?
why pyramids because
But why pyramids though?
because a triangle is the most difficult shape.
But
in nature
why
to
is
be
it like
destroyed.
he's looking for a pyramid specifically? Why can't he just look for anything?
That's true too.
on
Yeah,
Mars?
yeah. No, I know. Yeah, but they're just saying that they see pyramids on Mars, allegedly.
Any type of proof of structure
Exactly.
on Mars is good enough. It doesn't
sure,
have to
for
be
sure.
a pyramid.
For sure, yeah, totally,
Okay.
totally. So they say that they've seen these, right? They've seen like evidence of it, blah blah blah, and it's like maybe it's called transpermia, and it's like or panspermia, I think that's the word, and it's like life from a different planet. So it's like life on an asteroid, ultimately. Like finds its way to Earth, and Earth has got water, and then bacteria plus water equals living
That's what they
things.
think happened.
Yeah, that's what they think. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Hashtag.
I love science.
I love science.
Yeah, that's a possibility of how life started on Earth. Who knows?
Okay, last one, and then let's take a screenshot because I gotta go. And
All right, let's finish.
Okay.
We'll finish this
let's
race.
raise Ross.
I didn't mean to get the race, but
The Ross.
I clicked
It's
random.
okay. At least I know how to do this. I didn't even know how to land or anything, so I was just face planting every time.
Did you know that this game is it's like a satire on life? Sid, like
Did you hear that?
It's a what?
the game is actually a satire on life.
Can you tell me what satire means?
A satire is like
A satire of life.
so
Yeah.
a satire is like it's like they're making fun of life.
Oh,
Like it's like
Yeah,
a
I see
parody.
that.
It's like a parody. It's like a parody. A satire is kind of like a parody.
okay. I see that.
So that's actually what the game's about. If you because you've been playing the story mode, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
and like,
finished.
oh, you finished story mode?
Oh,
Dang,
no.
I didn't even finish story mode, bro.
What?
That was quick.
What'd you think?
It was good. I still have like the assassination stuff. But
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not
But I
like
fin-
side missions.
that's just to make money. Like I'm already 250 billion,
Nice.
250 million dollars.
Cool.
So I was like, yeah, I'm good.
But
It was good. It was alright.
What did you do for the torture scene? Spoiler alert.
Okay, this is like a 4-year-old game.
All right, fine. No spoiler alert.
I don't care about spoilers anymore.
Okay, so what did you
But
do
that was like
about the
the
torture
that
scene?
was the very
It's in the beginning.
Yeah, but
With
did you torture with Trevor? Yeah.
Trevor
Yeah. Did you use all the stuff or?
as Trevor.
Yeah.
There's only one. Yeah.
What? There's only one.
I tortured the shit out of the guy.
Oh, really? That's so
Yeah.
funny, dude. All right, so you didn't empathize with the game? I couldn't do it. I was like, I don't know. It's gonna hurt you. Yeah.
Okay, wait, but like there was a way to do it without torturing the guy.
No, like
No,
to
no,
torture
no.
him less.
I don't
you
get it.
know? Like you could either torture him with all the weapons.
Yeah, there's
or,
like the most painful ones, or
yeah,
like,
exactly. Or just do it just enough to like get a response without actually having to like make it super super painful. Did you make it as painful as possible for the guy?
I did.
You did?
I used every single. I
Oh,
used every single
yes,
tool.
I used everyone.
Yes.
That's so funny, yo.
I started low. I started with a very low pain tolerance, and then I just built my way up.
Wow. Did you do it out of like curiosity or like did you do it because like out of like what do you call that word? Dang. My brain's not working 'cause I'm tired. Did you do it out of like vile or like evilness, or did you do it out of like curiosity?
I just did it so I can move on with the story.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do all of them though. It's like, why'd you do all of them? Was it like you were wanting to see what the cutscene would be?
probably
or what?
curiosity. It's gotta be curiosity, right?
Curiosity, you said?
I guess.
All right.
Honestly, it was just so that I could just go on with the story. I just trying to beat the story mode. So.
Right.
Yeah, but you could have caused less.
Less pain, yeah.
No, less like
Suffering.
to make it faster. To make less animations.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even know.
I think you could have just picked the
I
same.
didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
I see.
okay.
Well,
It was just like use the tool. So I was like, okay, what happens?
Got you.
Yeah, it's just like a,
curiosity. Uh-oh.
I'll take it as curiosity.
Okay, I only brought that up because it's like, when you're like a kid, I don't know if you were part of that, but like we called them bird adventures, where it's like you just like mess with like, I know it's a terrible thing, we were children, super young, but like
It's a different time.
it was a different time. I was not spiritual back then. But like you were just so curious, so like you'd like mess with the birds and you'd mess with like the nest, and then you're like, I wonder what happened if these things died, and then like you like mess with them and then they ended up dying. And it was
Luckily, we
like-
didn't become serial killers.
That's true too. Yes, that could have been very bad.
Yes.
But we held like a funeral. Me and Brentley, we had like a 21 water gun salute.
the bird, right?
Yeah, I remember the bird. Yeah, we buried it and we're like, yo, like da da da.
I remember
Yeah. We pay your
But
homage.
it shows there's no disconnect. That is a life, right?
Exactly. We acknowledge the fact that we killed something. But it's like kids who play with ants and they like step on them and they burn them and stuff. It's like, like in the video game, you're just exercising your curiosity. I think violence is a part of our nature,
But the thing is, I still kill ants. So.
Oh, so there you go. Exactly. Yeah, man. I think it's just in us.
I don't think you need to feel bad about that.
Well, what?
I don't think you need to feel bad about that.
Kill
like
ants? Yeah, for sure.
I'm walking to my car and I step in a home.
For
step
sure,
on
for
the
sure.
home and such.
Totally.
You probably do it every day unintentionally.
Yeah, exactly. But then they have all these like people who like, oh, don't kill things, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, I don't think that's real. Even the plant. They're finding that plants have collective consciousness now. Like plants communicate with one another. Okay, so it's like if they can communicate with each other, they're pretty conscious, and it's like you are killing them then. Like, oh, plants don't have feelings. It's like, yeah, but they're alive. So what do you mean don't kill?
They're still alive. Exactly, they're still alive.
It almost seems like a psychosis of its own, where it's like, oh, I will not kill anything to the point of like hurting myself, If you were on an island and you were like vegan, and the only thing that was there was like a pig, would you eat the pig? Of course I'm gonna eat the pig, bro. Why'd you not eat the pig?
They would kill themselves, wouldn't they?
Exactly. People would go so far as to kill themselves, and it's like, okay, well,
if they actually believed what they were doing was correct, they would kill themselves before they eat the pig.
Which is kind of ridiculous, because it's like, well, not ridiculous to them actually, because I guess if they believe it, but it's like, what is the greater harm here? Why not just kill yourself in the beginning? Because
they're harming themselves.
Oh, that's true.
Beliefs.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. For their beliefs, yeah. But that is a psychosis, right? When you start to harm yourself for something psycho-related, which is a thought, right? Oh, so actually, with that train of thought, then you could technically say that they are psychotic, right?
Yeah.
Technically,
that's
technically. I'm just saying we're just following the train of logic, which is like English.
We don't have to be correct.
Yeah,
This is a
I'm
podcast.
saying
Who cares?
if we are following the rules of English, then you would technically say that they are psychotic.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
They also.
Everyone is crazy at some point in their life.
That's true too. Yeah, for sure.
We're all
for sure.
crazy.
Anybody with a belief system,
Exactly, we're all crazy in our own
right.
way. So it's like
for sure. Yeah.
crazy is not bad, people. People
Yeah,
always have a negative
Yeah.
perception about it. It's not bad all the time.
Speaking the truth.
Yeah, not bad all the time. Tell that to a rapist or a pedophile.
I don't know. Is that his fault?
Oh, you think it's in his nature?
I don't know.
It could actually be in his nature. Yeah.
It could be exactly.
Right, like
look at the caveman days.
A form of
Or
deformity.
look at
Dude, that's the crazy part. If you actually go back in time, it's like people were getting married at like 12 years old to like 40-year-old men. So it's like, why do we build this rule of like, you should not, like, it's called pedophilia now, but back then when we had kings, it was okay.
Yeah.
But even raping was fine because you would just take over like another town or
assert your
something and then
dominance,
just rape all the women.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Actually, that's what Genghis Khan did, eh? He'd go in and he'd like get all the girls and he'd like make love to each one of them. Because he's like, it's sort of like, what animal does that? Where it's like you won't kill it because it's your kid. There's an animal that like will go around and like, I think it's bears.
For free mode.
Yeah, free mode. I think it's bears.
Where is this free mode?
No,
bottom.
they don't. They
right.
don't stay with their
There you
cubs.
go.
The males don't stay with their cubs.
There's some animal. I don't know what animal it is, but they'll make love to everything just so that I think it's
Was
a
it
fish.
monkeys?
No, it's a fish. I'm pretty sure it's a fish.
No, I know there was a monkey that did that.
Really?
Like some group of monkeys that do that, and then they don't know. They all think it's their kid, so no one kills it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're the one who told me about
yeah,
this. Yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy? Speaking of monkey behavior, like not to bring up like a suggestive past thing or like a negative past thing, but like remember like when the belief system was that like homosexuality was bad, but then like you'd start to see it in like nature and it's like, oh, then it's normal because like nature does it all the time.
Yeah.
It's not a psychotic thing like where human society says that like homosexuality is psychotic. It's like, no, it's not. It's like you see monkeys making love to the same sex monkeys.
Yeah, closest relative is that.
So it's like,
Bonobos.
yeah, bonobos, right? Yeah,
Our closest relative.
and they have gay lovers.
They just have sex all the time.
That's almost like Rome, bro. If you look at like Rome and like Greece and stuff, they just like have like sex slaves. So it's like you're just being a monkey. It's fine,
Just being normal.
But oh no, we're highly evolved. But it's funny
always
'cause-
been.
Yeah, totally, exactly. And it's like, oh, we're highly evolved creatures now. It's like, no, we're not really. We're just thinking too much, which is leading to depression.
Yeah.
People are complaining about a lot of things now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like those complaints are resulting in like sadness, frustration, anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the problem.
embrace your true nature. I think it's like if you just don't impede
you, boo.
on. Do you boo? Do you boo boo? Yeah.
Do you-
Do you?
wow, you brought that out.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But like just as long as you don't like
Okay.
impeach on other people's
Yeah, that's why government rules
Yeah, right.
exist.
No, but government is like biased and stuff. Like government has their own agenda. All right. Oh, where you said we're gonna do the?
I don't think he's in our world.
Oh, he's not in a role.
Yeah, I went to join friends, so I'm in the cloud now. So
All right.
just gonna have to wait a bit.
All right. All right. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Do
All right,
you boo boo?
Do you boo boo? I guess that's what we'll end the podcast. That was a great. Well, you'll meet up with us and we'll do a screenshot after we sign off because I gotta head out. But great podcast as always. It's a good chat.
All right, man.
Wait, no. Okay, sorry.
What
We did a blue screen there. We gotta like pitch ourselves.
Pitch it.
Join us.
Pitch it.
Pitch it. Join us. No, wait, no. Support us on Patreon. Subscribe, comment, like, and question everything. Yeah, send us questions if you want to join one of the sessions and be a guest on it. That's pretty cool too. Check out Patreon. There's like ways to do it.
Yeah, everything's explained on
Anything interesting? Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Final thoughts, Vish?
Final thoughts. Elon is my god.
Okay, that's funny. Steve Jobs is the lover. Elon is the I like it. Okay. All right. Final thoughts. All right. Final thoughts, Sid.
You said it, and that's what I'll be closing with.
All right.
Everyone, just do you boo boo.
Do you boo boo. And
do you boo boo.
And I will close with death is imminent, so live now.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out. See you guys next time.